to a Bergkamp Wonderland special. Why is it special? I hear you all cry. Well, we're not talking about Arsenal, so that immediately makes it a lot more special than it has been for about the past 9 months, 9 years. I mean, it could be any of the above. Put your comments in the comment section below when you last enjoyed watching an Arsenal game. But anyway, enough of all that. My name is Chris, as you'll probably be aware, and I've got a special guest with me this evening, and he goes by the name of King Flipper. I know him as Gaz, and all I will say before I fully introduce him is I will never hear the word never ever the same again, because that's all I associate whenever I hear Gaz, because he moans about this wonderful topic we're going to talk about as much as I do. Gaz, how are you doing?
I'm all right. I'm all right. I mean, don't worry. Everyone knows they always take the mick about me saying never all the time.
I love it.
It's just the Brummie accent, and we don't say our ERs right. It's always A's.
It works. It just works because it's just that expression of just what am I playing as it comes out. That's what I love. And
That's a nice word. We'll go with never as a nice word. So what FIFA can do.
Yeah, tell me about it. You have segued us nicely into, I'm sure everyone tuning into this will know by the title that we are going to talk a little bit of gaming and specifically FIFA. Last time you and I had a chat was 2 years ago, which seems kind of mental, really, because like the world's gone to shit in 2 years. And here we all are. So I guess first question I've got for you is how the devil are you?
I'm all right. Yeah. A lot of things have changed on this side as well. I quit my main job. I gave up it was good money. I gave up good money to pursue more YouTube. I'm still doing a part-time job, but I'm bringing in half the amount in like money income, but I can concentrate more on my YouTube side, which it's good. But most of it's FIFA, which is
There's always a downside.
all I'm going to say is mentality is interesting when you play this game.
Yes, very, very true. And I was going to say you changed jobs and you've gone across to Twitch as well, doing a bit of Twitch. As well as YouTube. Yeah,
I decided to do Twitch at the same time. I wanted to become an affiliate on Twitch, but then found out Twitch don't like that. If you can't post and you can't stream at the same time, you have to wait 24 hours to upload anything from Twitch to YouTube. It's like, nah. So yeah. I still stream on both of them for content, but I don't receive anything off Twitch anyhow. So it don't bother me. It doesn't bother me. I just want to broad out. That's basically it, really.
Yeah, it's another platform for more eyes, isn't it, at the end of the day? So, my eagle eyes spot a plaque behind you there. YouTube, I'm assuming that's some kind of award?
No, it isn't actually.
No. Oh.
Someone actually made that for me quite a while. I'm actually trying to think how long I've had that. I think I've had it about 3 years, 2-3 years. It's just that it was hidden. It was hidden. It's normally hidden. It's normally hidden behind my chair, so I've moved it over a bit. But basically, that was done by... Oh, it's going to annoy me. In Good Nick. Was it In Good Nick? It was In Good Nick. Sheffield United fan.
Oh, yes. We've all got our faults in life.
Yeah, I know. He asked me, like, he did them, and basically it's got, like, FIFA, YouTuber, King Flipper, FIFA, and Never. Of course, it's got Never. But yeah, I like it. I enjoy. I think it's really cool, and I thought I'd show it off. It's not always about. I mean, don't get me wrong. When I get the silver plaque, it's going straight on the wall. If it ever happens.
It will happen.
It's going straight there, but that will stay there. I'll keep it for as long as I can.
You can have like a little, two, one next to the other, can't you? Kind of one thing to aim for. Good stuff. And the only other thing I was going to mention before we launch into the wonderful world of FIFA, you did a podcast with Nelly as well, which I saw you pop up on. That was good fun, wasn't it? Yeah, he's a good lad, Nelly. Yeah,
Nelly's good. He used his brain and decided to not play FIFA anymore, which is a good thing. I knew Nelly before he decided to come off. Well, it's not really come off FIFA. He gives the the bad side of FIFA. He likes reporting them. I like watching Nelly News. Obviously, it's calmed down now because FIFA's obviously dying, but it's always good learning a lot off Nelly News, especially with how bad the game is and all that. Like, I can't wait for him to do the end of FIFA 21 Nelly News when he tells us how many glitches and issues there was on there. It's going to be quite a long episode, but he knows exactly what the issue is of playing FIFA, and he knows how it can affect you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll probably touch on that a bit as well. Let's talk about the game then. So, like I say, we spoke sort of mid part or back end of, I can't remember which, of FIFA 19. And I think it's fair to say we had sort of La Croqueta syndrome, and was it 40 yards spamming back post crosses? It was a bit of a mess. It was a bit of an arcadey mess of a game. And we had 20 straight after that, and now we're on to 21. Would it be fair to say this game's kind of got worse since we last spoke?
20 was bad. 20 was quite bad. I don't know how people are going to go. This FIFA does have its positives, but obviously, normally the negatives outweigh as per normal. The main issues are, I mean, the sweats. I mean, we all come up against it. It's never going to change. People run up the wing, come to the line, pass it in. It's not going to make a difference. EA can't do anything about it with that one. Goalkeepers are pretty abysmal. They've been abysmal since forever. The biggest issue with this game is the multi-skill combo, where you can get into the box and you can do about 5 skills one after another to score goals. But I had a massive argument about this, saying this should be interesting about people having an argument with this. Who created the meta? This is the argument I was having with a few of my, quite a lot of my subscribers and sponsors. Was it EA the way they made the game? Was it the meta? Were they the meta, or was it the content creator, like including me? But I'm not good enough to find. But I'm on about like the professionals and the top tier content creators who play FIFA. Is it their fault to find the meta? This was the argument I was having, because obviously, when FIFA first comes out, I've gotten better at the game. I'm a goal 2 player. I was a goal 2 player. I could get goal 2 if I played all 30 games. As the game's got on and people have got to abusing the skill mod, it's not a mod, but abusing the skill mechanics.
Yeah.
Because passing's never been good. So people find another way to actually be good at the game or play the game so you can score goals. People just abuse it like that. It's like now we have the meta is now right backs and left backs as centre back because you need pure pace. Again, that's because the content creators have been doing that, and then obviously people have been following them. And I've had to have I've kept one centre back. Even I've had to put a right back in there because the pace deficit is a joke. Yeah. Well, it's a joke when it's against you when you have 99 pace players and you can't outpace them. But that's always been an issue. But again, it's one of these. Whose fault is the meta? Is it the content creators and the pros, or is it EA for making the game not the way the game's meant to be played?
That's kind of the argument, isn't it? It's like how much of a game, like what sort of game do we want in terms of like as fans? Because the argument has always been EA basically their bottom line is money, and I don't have an issue with that because they're a business. They're here to make money. We all know it. We'll come on to the loot boxes a bit later on, but their primary goal is to make money, and by doing that, they need to put overpowered players in, and they need to make some form of skill gap. And a lot of the argument from a lot of content creators is there is no skill gap because, like you said, basically Timmy, who's just bought his PS4 or PS5 today, can turn on the game, buy a couple of players, as long as he knows the broken mechanics, as long as he knows what skill moves to do and when. And the skill councils is the big thing that's going around at the moment. As long as you can learn those. Now, I'm 38, so I've got to be honest with you, mate, I can't be bothered because my reaction speed ain't what it was. But if you're sort of 14, 15 and you pick up gaming quickly, there isn't really a skill gap, is there? It's not like you have to kind of learn the game like a Last of Us type style game where you kind of build up and work through a storyline and get better as you go. This game, anyone can pick it up as long as they've got the broken mechanics down. And is that the issue, that we haven't really got a game we don't want a game that's just realistic to football, because then maybe it's boring, but we don't want a game that is arcade spam, do we? It's a hard line to draw.
It is. I mean, I know EA are trying this. I've never ever wanted to say this, but we know EA are trying their best. I can't believe I said that. We know that we know, as you said, we don't want it too realistic, even though people say that, but you still see people skilling. Like, you still get your 5-star skill, like as you said, 5-star skillers. If a 14-year-old or someone like that that's never played FIFA watches a few videos, a few thingies, I call them stick wigglers, by the way. That's the new thing I like to call them. If you can perform a couple of skills, as I said, I've always had an issue with skills. I do the basic skills, but when you can do like a lacrosse or a flip flap, and then do a half bridge, fake shot, Rabona, you can't do anything against that. No. That's the thing. It's like you can't put stuff in that the other mechanics just don't comprehend. You just watch defenders either stand there, or if you're controlling them, you just can't do anything with them. I'm using 6'5" Zagadou in defense now. That's 92 rated. I got beat off the ball from a 93 rated Messi, who's 5'6". Yeah. How he lit my Zagadou there? I pressed circle. He just stood there because he did a Rabona. Messi just did a Rabona, and he just went up and scored. It's like, yeah, you can't put stuff in and then leave stuff out.
No,
that's, as I said, you're always going to get skill moves. That's the sweat thing. I'm always going to rage at them, but they're a thing. People will do them to win games. I'm not like that. I mean, sometimes I do it if the person's an absolute mong. But you can't put stuff in that you just can't defend against. You just can't stop. That's the issue. That's the main issue. That's the major issue with this game. As I said, I think the other goalkeepers are never going to get any better. They're always going to be awful. I mean, we score our own goals against goalkeepers that are awful. We all have the same issue. That's a rage thing. It's never going to change. The biggest thing for me is this. As you said, if you can literally pick up a controller. Never played FIFA before. Watch a couple of videos that people do how to skill, and they're going to score against you.
Yeah,
100%, because you can't do anything against it.
Is there an argument, or would you like to see? Because another one of the big things that goes around the community this time of year, when we start getting the sort of the leaks to the next game, and we start seeing the previews. We got that last year.
We didn't. Leaks have been awful this year. Not even just for new. It's like literally almost every time we've had a promo, it's been leaked well before. Yeah. I don't like that. I actually don't like that. I prefer finding out when they come out.
Yeah,
that's why. What's the point of stopping the team of the week? Because obviously on Wednesdays, team of the week come out at 6, and they used to drop what the team of the week used to be at 3. They stopped doing that. So what's the point of stop doing stuff like that and having people leak it still? But again, that's an issue because it's the SBCs are coded. Someone can find that in the code on PC, so you can't really do much about that. But I've not seen coded about players. That's the thing. So I don't know how people are finding out about that. But I think leak is a massive issue and it needs sorting out, because I'd rather find out when it comes out.
Yeah, but it kills people like yourself making content.
Kills the hype. It just kills the hype as well.
Yeah, if you're doing a 6 p.m. Reveal or whatnot, you get people naturally who come to check out the videos, don't you? And I've got mine that I go to for all 6 p.m. content, and the running joke is log into FIFA at 6 p.m. log out at 6:05. That's kind of been the trend.
Yeah.
They promised us a lot this year. They talked about this new collision system, which I don't know about your experience, but in my experience, what that basically means is your players run into other players on behalf of the AI, and you give away penalties when you literally press nothing. So that's great fun. I really enjoy that.
And when they run into your own players,
and when they run into you,
that's been interesting. That's poor.
It's been awful, hasn't it? I had Insigne run into Kondogbia last weekend, and he knocked Kondogbia over and won a pen. I mean, I just can't even comprehend what happened there. But
I avoid trying to tackle in the box again.
Also, yeah.
I'm 90%. I'm holding L2. I'm normally obviously putting the L2 to obviously body, but I could last week it happened. I literally was pressing L2. The geezer ran into me, fell on the floor. It's a penalty to them.
Yeah, you're like, what?
Huh?
I've only really found L2 and jockeying in the last couple of months, and it's changed my whole game because I just wasn't using it.
Jockey's one of the things you do need to use, but again, if people know how to skill, you ain't stopping them. With jockeying, and if you can't tackle in the box because you're pretty much 90% guaranteed you're going to give them a penalty anyhow. So.
Yeah, great. The other thing they promised us this year in regards to content, which opens another box of things to look at, is they said they were going to do this sort of individual upgrade system, and I think they used the example of, I think it was like Alexandre Arnold, if he scored a free kick, they'd improve his free kicks. I don't know about you, but I haven't seen that. I've seen the skill move upgrades. We have seen weak foot upgrades and skill move upgrades. But I haven't seen anything about these upgraded cards.
That's promo cards, though. It's not specific. It's not like a standard card. I've not seen that at all.
No,
not for a standard card. The only thing that closest to resemble that is when we had the Future Stars, where obviously you do the objectives, you get that card. Then if you do the objectives, it gets upgraded and upgraded. But I the way they said to us what it would be is like, play with a player for a certain amount of time, score play for, as you said, play with Arnold, Trent for a certain amount of time, get 10 assists, you get an upgrade of a crossing by +5 or whatever. It never happened, did it?
No.
The thing is that would have been better because more people would have kept with standard goal players instead of using promo cards. But again, I can see why EA did not put that in because obviously it would lose their money on the promo cards because the gold players would be higher than their promos.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can see why they've done that, but I don't understand why they say it and then they don't put it in.
This is it. This is it. I mean, and they drop these random sort of test events, don't they? Like recently they dropped that buy a kit situation, which was blatantly a test for 22. It was there.
It's there basically because obviously FIFA points are going to be in the mud soon. So it'll be buy coins. That's that's going to be weird.
Also,
or buy packs instead of buy. I tweeted. I don't know if you saw this. One of my mates tweeted out something where you could did you? The biggest thing about it, did you see that pros were buying Prime icons? Someone tweeted out that and they put buy I call them Optimus Primes, but buy a Prime Moments Ronaldo for £1,500.
And somebody will pay it.
Or 10 million coins, and again, it's just because obviously FIFA points. I don't think it's going to be long now before FIFA points are banned across the board because we all know it's gambling.
Yeah,
100%.
Let's touch on that because I think we mentioned this before, and 2 years later, and we're still in a similar position. It all kind of came about where I think it was the Netherlands and Belgium that essentially banned them in their countries, and that spiraled to other countries. That we saw a petition that went through the House of Commons over here, and a lot of people signed it. I've always been of the opinion, I think a couple of content creators have said the same, that if you age gate this game, no problem. If you say this is an 18+ game, and you have to physically log in. You have to either upload proof of your age, or there's some sort of code, whatever it is. There's ways around it. That's fine, because you're a consenting adult. If you want to spend 17 grand a month on FIFA points, that's your life. Go for glory. But if you, as you say, when they're marketing this as a Peggy 3 game where anybody can pick it up, it's not right, is it?
It's 100% illegal. I don't understand how they're getting away with it. What? See, now the thing is what they could do is right. They could put Peggy 3 and they could put the Peggy 18 sign, because technically FIFA itself is a Peggy 3 game. But if you play the Ultimate Team bit where it would put, I'd put Peggy 3 and then underneath Ultimate Team Peggy 18 and then underneath gambling. So all they've got. That's all they've got to do. Gamble. That's all they've got to do. But the biggest thing I've always said is when they bring out the packs, like when the promos come out and they bring out the packs. I'm sorry, but you cannot just put less than 1%. No. And this, I think it was 19 when it first came out, when they started putting the pack probabilities.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Hang on. I don't want to know less than 1%. I want to know exactly what it is. Less than what? Less than what? 1% or less than 0.1%. I have no issue spending FIFA points on the game. I mean, I put more FIFA points on the game because I'm a content creator. If I haven't spent that much on it this year, but obviously that's the money I spend at the start of the year is thank you to everyone who supports the channel using CD keys. A lot of the money that comes back to me from obviously people using my link pays for the CD keys. So the first set of FIFA points doesn't cost me a penny. That's what I do. It's like I save up people, like obviously people using my code. I save up the CD key stuff, and then I purchase my FIFA points, which saves me. I buy the game with that as well. So the first set of me doesn't cost me anything. I probably spent about £200 to £400 on it this year.
Yeah. I
mean, for a content creator, that's nothing. I know people have spent a lot more than that. Yeah. If I weren't content creating this, I'd spend nowhere near as much as that, because I just wouldn't justify it. No. But you don't need to actually spend money on this game. You can actually make a lot of coins if you invest in the right stuff. If you've got the time, if you have the time, there's also a lot of people out there now that do a lot of Discord groups and everything like that. There's a few of them that are in my main group of my community. They actually follow a specific person that actually can make them do stuff that do investments that make them a crap ton of money. But if you buy, I buy when at the start of the game Thursday morning when rewards come out, when Foot Champs rewards come out, I buy a specific non-rare gold player for 350, 400 coins. Wait until Thursday night when marquee matchups comes out. I double my money.
Yeah.
It's not hard to make coins off this game. One, it's just a little bit of time, a little bit of effort, and you can save yourself a lot of money instead of spending FIFA points.
Yeah. Yeah, or you do what I do, where I'm that bloke who takes coins every week from rewards because I'm safe.
A lot of people do that. I know there's a lot of people that do that. I mean, I don't do it because obviously, again, content.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But I mean, I'm not being funny. If I was there, I'm looking. I want that player. He's that much. I'm going to get 50k.
Yeah,
I'll take 50k to buy that player.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer, isn't it?
I'm terrible, really, because I kind of my friend Jeff, who I play with, he's based in Canada, and we kind of swap WhatsApp stories each day. And every year he gives me stick because basically what I do is I just coin haul for the whole year, and then it gets to the end of the game and he's like, "You've got 3 million coins. What are you going to spend it on?" I'm like, "Well, I can't spend it." And then and he said to me earlier on today, or was it last night? I think it was last night. He said, "I can't help but feel in about 6 months and we're in FIFA 22, you're going to log back into 21 and go, oh yeah, I had 3 million coins." It's like, you did it with 19, you did it with 20, and you're going to do it with 21. And I'm sat currently on nearly 2.8 million coins, but I kind of don't want to buy anyone because I don't think I could improve my team now. So I'm just kind of.
The new football. Obviously it's called Festival of Football. The new Euro stuff the Euro stuff looked decent. Did you see the most recent
screenshot
reveal? That's a lot of people reckon it's Phil Foden. If it is, that's going to be a saucy card. But
3 wins to get your first upgrade. That's a bit.
It's a bit of a weird one. I thought it would be like. It would have been better, like the same as doing the Champions League, get through to a certain amount, like get through to the group stages, into the next round. That's what I would have thought they would have done. But I got 170,000. I went back on FIFA 17 and I had 3,000 coins.
I had 2 million on FIFA 20. I went in and checked my club the other day. I was like, this is embarrassing. So I opened a few packs, got nothing, and turned it off. As you do. What do you make of content this year? Because I don't know about you, but I feel like we've gone backwards a bit this year. The guy who does the card designs, give that man a raise, because the card designs this year have been fantastic. And whoever...
I'd say, 95% of the card designs have been unbelievable. There's only been a couple I don't like. Flashback cards I genuinely don't like. I like the gold version personally better. I actually, do you know, like they brought out like the team of the season flashbacks. I would have liked to have seen a glitch style of the old team of the season designs. So from like a certain year, bring the design back from that and just have it slightly glitched out. Obviously that would have been quality. But other than that, most of them are all right. But the biggest thing about content for me is too many SBCs, especially league SBCs, have been untradeable. Untradeable rewards. Yep. Oh my, they've been absolutely abysmal. Yeah. And a lot of people agree with me here. Premier League tax.
Oh God, yeah.
Premier League SBCs have been so much stupidly much higher than any other league. It's a joke. I got to a point now where if it's going to be the same in FIFA 22, I won't go near Premier League because the SBCs are just way too high. The cards are good, but why would you pay double just because of the Premier League? Hello, you've got 4 other top leagues that you could easily get good players for, but it's just been the untradeable SBCs. It's been shocking.
I went La Liga this year. I usually go Ligue 1 because you probably might know from my tweets, like I'm a big Ligue 1 fan. I follow French football closely. I host a podcast, and that's my baby. But this year I kind of moved away just purely because my pack luck's been dreadful this year, but the only sort of good cards that I got fairly early on were La Liga based, and I made a decision around about Christmas. I was like, you know what, I'm going to go La Liga, and I've built a pretty decent La Liga squad, and I've really enjoyed it. But like you, I think the biggest problem I have with Premier League is that maybe you're not as what's the word here? Basically, I'm very Arsenal centric when it comes to Premier League. Like I can't. You
can't pick Spurs players.
Exactly, but even players I don't like I know Bruno Fernandes is one of the best players in the game. I couldn't have that fraud in my team. I just can't.
I know what you're on about. He is a fraud, Bruno Fernandes. Speaking of that, let's talk about real football quickly.
Yes, let's do that.
How did De Bruyne win Player of the Year?
I mean, I don't know. It's the same reason that Neymar got in Team of the Season. That's probably how.
I'm sorry, but Harry Kane, hands down, should have won Player of the Year. I know you're not going to like that, but you know it's true. Most goals, most assists. Hello.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to look past it. I think even if you didn't give it to Kane, there's other players you could have looked at. I mean,
Salah would have been next on my list.
You got the boys at you got Ruben Diaz at City as well. You've got
Ruben Diaz, they won Young Crown.
Oh yeah, true.
But I mean, De Bruyne was injured for half the season. I don't understand why he got given it. It's just crazy. But back to Thingy. I don't have to worry too much because the scum are in the championship, so it don't bother me. So that's fine. But yes, I would 100% agree with you. If Birmingham were in the Premier League, I wouldn't go near them with a barge pole.
You wouldn't
Even
you
if
wouldn't
they
have that Bellingham card in your side if he wasn't at Dortmund right now, would you?
I might have played a weekend with him, but but that he's at Dortmund now, not at the not at the Scum. So
all rules are off. That's fine.
But if I see Birmingham badge, even when I'm opening packs, if I see a Birmingham player, it's quick sold. But if I see it,
I always get rid of Spurs players exactly the same. They're straight out.
I'd have to agree. If Harry, let's just say Harry Kane went to Birmingham City, I'd have to quick sell him. No, tell it lies. I wouldn't quick sell him. I'd sell him because obviously I'd make coins. But anything that's not worth anything, it's see you later. But never go in my club. Never in a million years.
On that very subject, let's talk about rewards in FIFA as well. This is going to go out later on than your videos probably would with your rewards. So, did you get any decent reds this week?
I got Hernandez. I did.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah, he got straight into my team because I had normal Mendy because I didn't have the money to buy Hernandez.
Theo Hernandez. Yeah.
Yeah. I needed a French left back. So yeah. Luckily enough, I fit into my team, and I got Orsic. But
I got Orsic as well.
To be honest, we actually did well. All of the rewards we opened this morning, we pulled everyone by the top 5. So I'd take that as a big win, to be honest. And the two people that opened Elite on stream got between like 1.2 and 1.3 million in them Elite free packs. So. That's a massive win because we did see. Do you know what was mad? We saw more Harry Kanes than Oblaks.
Well, I was just going to say, ask me who I got if my other red.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So I'm at a country now. I'm like, I think he goes into Dembele.
He goes into an SBC. Sure. Because I originally called my title the Fry and I call him the Fridge. The fridge and Oblak Simulator, but I ended up calling it should have been more called the Harry Kane and the Fry Simulator. We saw so many De Fries, it was unbelievable.
Yeah, that was who I thought I was going to get. My friend Jeff got him, funnily enough. So, and for listeners who don't believe me, there you go. There is. I don't know if you can see that. There are my reds from today.
Oh,
so yeah, Kane and Orsic.
I don't really think you'd be lying about getting Harry Kane.
No, I really wouldn't. And I sort of, there was a part of me that looked at it and just went, "Oh, it's good," but and the other options I think were an 88 and an 89, so it wasn't even a close decision. It's like, well, I'm going to have to, aren't I? So
here's something you might like, exclusive. When I was on FIFA 17, I did a draft game. Was it on a draft? Was it a draft or I may have looked in thingy? This is something. Team of the season, Aubameyang.
Oh, nice.
At Dortmund still.
At Dortmund, back in the days when he was still trying.
Yeah. It was, and he had more hair.
Yes.
But it was crazy looking through that. This is going to be a good video because of going through all the stuff and everything like that. And I had a team of the season Dembele at Dortmund.
That card was so broken, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So good. Yeah.
It's good going back. And then you see some players, and it's like,
Yeah, try playing the game like you said though, and it feels a whole different world. You just get used to the new game, don't you? It's so hard to go back. It's just,
it does.
Yeah, I saw Run the Foot Market do it. I think it was last year when he tried to play. I think there was still a weekend league where you could go back and play FIFA 20, and oh god, it was.
Oh yeah, remember they did that.
Yeah, flashback sort of weekend league, but yeah, you wouldn't get me doing that. What sort of changes would you make and are you hoping for in 22? Because there is talk about a new engine. I know you're on next gen PS5, aren't you? So I'm still on PS4. It sounds like it's going to take off every time I put it on, to be fair. But yeah, do you anticipate any major changes, or do you think we are just going to get kind of another version of a game where everybody finds out the meta and we end up here again next year?
It's just going to be rinse and repeat, as you said. Unfortunately. There is talk of a new engine, but I don't think it's going to happen next year. I think it will be when they'll say like FIFA 23 or 24, whatever they're going to plan on saying is like it's PS5 only or Xbox One X only. Once it's the new gen consoles only, that's when I reckon it will be a next gen engine. Until then, I think they'll be using the same engine. They'll make it look a bit fancier, as they normally do. The gameplay, I mean, it'll look a bit more crisp, like they always do. But as again, it'll just be until people find the new meta, and people will just complain like us do anyhow.
Yeah, true.
That'll be the issue.
What do you think about? Because I was chatting to a couple of mates about this, and we were talking about like, the card ratings when they come out, and this year there's been quite a noticeable outcry from people about the ratings being a lot lower this year. Like a lot of the team of the years were lower rated team of the seasons. I've got this theory that if you started, obviously you couldn't do it mid-game, but if you start a new game, and let's just say the best player in the game is Messi, for argument's sake, if you started the game and you made Messi his base card, the highest rated card in the game, and it was an 86, for argument's sake, and then you scale down the ratings further, it gives you more wiggle room to increase the ratings. Like you said about FIFA 17, you go back and look at those cards, there wasn't too many like 98s, 97s, 99s by the end of the game. It was all kind of, you were still pulling 82 rated cards and going, yeah, they're usable. And that also leads me into like the team of the week thing, because I feel like that needs a whole rejig, doesn't it? Because it's so outdated. And, I quite like team of the week. It's kind of fun, but beyond really October, November, they're just unusable cards. So would that work for you if they backdated the ratings a bit?
A little bit, yeah. But Team of the Weeks, this is another issue. This is another argument I have with Team of the Weeks. EA can't decide who gets what in Team of the Week. It's based on realism, this is fine. But what they need to do is they need to keep. Obviously, not everyone's going to be usable in Team of the Week, but some of the players should be usable. They need to keep in sync with what promo packs promo players are out. So if the average promo player is an 86 rated player, a Team of the Week needs to be around the same to be there to compete with. You're pulling this card, it's worth some money. There's no point of having 81s and 82 Team of the Weeks where you can pull an 86 player out of a normal pack. That's going to be much better. I mean, another thing I don't like about Team of the Week as well is that they binned off bronze and silver informs.
Yeah,
especially as you needed silver informs for objectives.
That's been one of the big wins, hasn't it, this year? Like silver stars mode, and there's suggestion they might do bronze legends next year. It's been a bit of a win, hasn't it?
The objectives have been good. Some of them not so good because they've just been stupidly sweaty. It's been unreal.
Yeah.
But there's no. I like the way you could play it, like your friendlies where a lot of people, not everyone, some people are mongs. A lot of people were doing obviously the golden goal thing in friendlies. And then EA decided, we don't like that. So they'll put a cut off. Oh, you can only play a certain amount of games.
Yeah.
And then you
1
can't
week,
play anymore.
Isn't it? They did that. Yeah.
But they're still doing it anyhow. So if you quit a certain amount of games, you can't play for like half an hour.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah. There is that bug, isn't there?
They've been that. It's not a bug. They just decided we're going to. They'll implement that on the sly because they could have easily fixed that. They haven't done that at all. I like that. I hope they do keep it in. I didn't do it that much over this year. I did do some of them because some of the players I really wanted. But then you get then there's some other stuff like managerial masterpiece. Some of them are awkward. Like it's not that they're awkward. Some people it's like, yeah, you need a 77 rated team. Yes, and we'll put 75 rated everywhere, and then we'll play in the Mbappe Neymar.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and loan cards as well.
No. What they need to do next year is they need to do a min and a max.
Yeah.
So right, you can have 75 rated players in, but you can only have a max of 80 rated players. You can't put 75s all across the board and then get away with putting two like a Neymar and Mbappe in. That's not the objective. The objective is like to have everyone have a base team, same level of team. I remember going into one. I remember doing some Silver Star stuff where I bought one player for my Silver Stars team because I was running players that I pulled in French team. I'm coming up against 4 or 5 Team of the Week, Like when one man was like 74 rated in form, and you had all them silver stuff. I'm getting battered by Pip. It's like, what's this?
Yeah.
It's like, what is this? It's like, this is not even. I'm running 70, 71 rated players with 30 pace.
Yeah. It's the same with the bench as well, isn't it? Like I would have a rule where you can't have a bench of overpowered players. So if it's one league, then it's one league and it's a max cut off of rating. And then you've got loan cards. I mean, I must admit, recently I realised I'd done a lot of the SBCs just for fodder, to get the loan cards, because I guess everyone does it. And the other day I just went, no, I'm getting rid of all these. So I used up a few in Weekend League, at clutch games. I subbed on a couple just to see them through. But just get rid of loan cards completely. I like the fact they got rid of fitness, but then we're still applying contracts. So maybe we could get rid of contracts as well.
I don't think that's going to disappear.
No, I don't. Chem styles as well.
Speaking of loans, I think icons are too over. I think there's too many.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, totally.
If you're going icons need to be exactly what they are. Icons. They need to be usable for the whole of FIFA.
They should just be moments for me.
Prime and moments, 100%. There you go. See you later. You can't be putting in icons that are worth they're like 90k now. And you look at them and thinking, Jesus Christ, they're crap.
Yeah,
like they're awful. You can't be putting icons in like that. An icon is meant to be a good card, and you look at some of them and you're thinking, no one would even use it in a normal game. Like when it was a normal card back in the day, it's like you're not going to use that.
Yeah,
and it actually really upsets me. It's like you look at Philipp Lahm. Philipp Lahm, it's not even usable. His only usable card is his. I think he has one CD. Is it one CDM out of the lot? I don't even know. And you look at the others, like his right backs and left backs, like
it's the same argument with Alan Shearer, isn't it? Arguably one of the greatest English goal scorers in history, and you just can't use his card because it's just awful.
Rooney's, I can see Rooney's being like that.
Yeah.
Rooney's will be like that as well. It's like, here you go. He's 96 shooting, 86 pace.
Yeah, pointless. Yeah,
pointless. No one's going to use that.
I bought Henrik Larsson the other day just because I wanted to. I know the word fun doesn't really come with FIFA, but I wanted to just have fun, and I bought his 90 rather than his PIM just purely because I wanted the hair. That's the only reason I bought it. And he's a lot of fun, but the difference between him and Alexandre Isak, for example, is massive, and that just shouldn't be. It just shouldn't be how it is, But I agree with you. I think personally, I would just go with prime icon moments, or at the very least, give the prime baby and mid icons dynamic images. Make them special, because to me they just look like fodder cards now. And
they are.
They're not appealing.
The fun isn't in the game because, like you did, you bought a player that's not the meta. There we go. Again, I'm about to say meta because, when you come to Christmas time when Team of the Year comes out, I'm going to ask you this: what was the average defense? What was your 4 defenders?
This is a tough one. If I said Pope, Mendy, Varane, Gomez, and Walker, would I be something? Full house, everybody. Full house. And I'm still seeing that now, guys. I am genuinely still seeing it at weekend leagues now.
It's just crazy. I still think Nick Pope is still the best goalkeeper I've ever used.
Yeah, I'm not. I wouldn't disagree with that.
I've used Team of the Seasons. I've used Neuer. I've binned off Neuer. I've used so many goalkeepers, and 82 rate Nick Pope was still better than all of them.
Yep.
That shouldn't be a thing.
No,
it shouldn't be a thing. But it's when you see teams like that, you think to yourself, do you enjoy this game? Do you actually enjoy this game?
It's the same with the through ball meta, isn't it? How can you enjoy just doing that all game? I don't get it.
I get moaned at that. Apparently, I use through ball all the time.
Yeah, but there's a difference between using through balls and actually building up and finding a gap and using a through ball. The amount of goals I'm conceding week in, week out in champs where some kid spams it from the edge of his own penalty area through my entire team. And it's what?
I used Foot Tracker for the first time this weekend.
I saw, yes. Yeah,
you see it. You see, might see 104 goals scored, 105 goals conceded.
Conceded, yeah. I'm exactly the same.
It's like, yeah, I mean, I could see the lot, but I score a crap ton, and my average possession was 43%. I don't have games with more than 50% possession because I don't play like a boring git.
See, I'm the opposite, but I like to think I'm still attacking. But I like the tiki-taka possession style of play, and you'd be amazed how many people just can't play against it.
There's a difference though between, as you said, a tiki-taka football and people just passing around the back.
Oh god, yeah, I couldn't. I mean, I've held the ball in the corner with 5 minutes to go for my 14th win before. We've all done that. Oh. But come on, we've all done it. and to be fair, I'm crap. So I have to use that caveat. But if I said to you now, and I'm just bringing it up on my app now, so that the squad or my main squad, if you like, I've actually got a fun squad up at the moment, so I'll just get rid of that one because nobody has.
Have you called it fun? Yeah.
No, God, no. It's always my main squad is my main team name, and the rest I just name Ligue 1 or whatever. But my main squad right now. So you tell me how many of these players you would class as meta. So red or black in goal. This is a 4-4-1, 4-4-1-1, by the way.
We ain't even started. That's meta already.
Okay, so all black in goal. Foot birthday Mangala, right side.
Not meta.
Yeah, thank you. Storyline Emerson, Betis right back.
Not meta.
Lucas Vazquez, Real Madrid right mid.
The Tots version.
Yes.
People use it, but it's not really it's not really one you see. Or it's borderline.
Yeah. Team of the season, Frankie De Jong, the best card I've used this game. Unbelievably good. Yeah, I agree with that.
Because obviously he's a tank, so.
Yeah, he's just so good. He's partnered with Kondogbia, Foot birthday in midfield.
Not meta.
João Felix is player of the month card. I rotate him and Coutinho, to be fair. So
both meta.
Yeah, agreed. Cucurella, future stars, left mid.
Not meta.
Marcelo, flashback, left back. Nah.
No one uses him. He's so.
That's me. And I have to confess, I am a rat. I've got Yuri Pachiche's left back.
Striker card.
What's it called?
The upgraded. What if that's it?
Yeah.
Again, that was meta, but there's many better players than that now, so it's not meta anymore.
Still works for me. And I've got Alexandre Isak up front. Just again, best card I found. My bench is horrendous though. I mean, Kieran Trippier team of the season, Makelele icon moments, Christian Tello. To be fair, what if? And then I've got Neymar, Ronaldo, Depay team of the season, and Benzema team of the season. So I mean, it is a little bit sweaty on the bench, I have to confess. But
just a little bit.
But I like to think that my squad there is, I don't play a popular formation, 4-4-1-1. I generally like to play players in the actual positions because that's something else I can't stand is when the way this game is set up, you could just stick Neymar as a striker when he's clearly a left midfielder. I just wish they would make the game so that you are forced to play the players in the positions they come in. In fact, I would probably do away with position changes. And that's controversial, but...
No, the only other thing I can think of is where if a player changes the person out of position or puts them in position is give them a chem rating, which is negative to their card.
Yes.
So anything lower than 4, because 4 is base chem. Like 4 is what their stat card is. So let's say if you put a right back in centre back 2 chem, no one's going to do that. No one's going to put them in there. 100%. Or in game, even in game, let's say you've got 10 chem on a player. If you move him, say as you said, Neymar, it's a left mid or left winger. You move him to a striker position, put him on 5 chem or 4 chem. So there's your base Neymar. Loses his gains straight away. I'd say no one people will still do it, but hardly anyone will. There'll be a lot less people doing it. The meta would disappear. You've got to be good enough at the game to overcome the deficits, and that should be how it works. I completely agree with you. That does lead me nicely on to one other thing I did want to cover because we're going to talk a bit of real football as well in a second. But in regards to FIFA as well, talk to me about toxicity.
in this game. I mean, we had the shush removed, didn't we? And EA came out and said, we want to make it a game for all. We want to remove this toxic element. And they basically just replaced the shush with a series of other dance-based celebrations. The one I love the most is those people who see out the full 30-second cutscenes at halftime and the full 30-second pauses. And you know that they're not actually going to get a drink or answering the door or whatever they might say to you in messages.
You don't do that.
No.
Not when you're playing a game of Foot Champions or Division Roles.
No.
If you're playing that, you know you're not doing stuff like that. You're ready to play. You don't have PS5, do you?
No, I've heard wonderful things.
Have you seen the celebration? If you score in like above between the 85th and 90th minute,
goes on forever.
Oh yeah, that's a fun one. And the thing is, even you have to hold the button down for about 5 to 10 seconds for it to skip this one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. If I scored a goal to win a game, I don't care. I've scored. Game over. Thank you very much. I don't want to see a celebration. I want to continue playing the football.
No,
I don't want to see someone running around like a headless chicken. But you love to see the ones that watch the whole thing.
Oh yeah. Especially in June. They've had the game since fucking August, and they're still watching them in June. I can understand it for the first month, 2 months, maybe even up until Christmas, because there's new people coming on. They want to see the new set. I kind of get that. Still annoying, but I kind of get it. But when you're still watching full sellies or you're doing this shit and the Macarena, what are you like? Seriously?
Yeah.
But that in itself, does that almost bleed this community? Because it is almost mental warfare, this game, isn't it? It's not always about how good at the game you are. It's keeping
100%.
it together, you know?
It is, I am one of these ones that loses my head really badly. I get told by my chat massively. When I lose my head, it's game over. It's game over. But there can be it is a lot of mental warfare as well. I'm Mr. Negativity when playing FIFA. I get told this way too much. I get in trouble all the time. I get called Mr. Negativity on FIFA. When I'm 3-0 up and they score, it's like, yeah, I'm going to lose this. Because the game just flips on your head, and people say to me, "Oh, don't worry, don't get negative. If you get negative, you're going to concede." Mate, I say to myself, it doesn't matter if I'm negative or not. If the game wants you to concede, you are going to concede.
Mm-hmm.
End of. And I've had massive arguments about scriptism. We will not get into that because that will be an hour on its own. Basically. I've had arguments about that, but I will always. I at the start of FIFA, I'm not too bad, but when we after Christmas, I get to a point that's like you normally know if you're going to win or lose a game, don't you? You can normally tell within the first few minutes if this geezer's just a skill abuse. I love it. Look, where they kick off, they kick it to the back, and they're doing skill moves when there's no one around. Skilling
thin air, as I think Danny Aaron's coins it.
Skinning thin air. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, exactly.
What are you? It's like, what are you doing? Like, are you okay? I think they're the fun ones where you come up to it when you come up against the ones that think they're the best skillers in the world and they're absolutely awful. I love it when I love it. Them ones. Or you get the ones that. I had one last weekend where the only way he could win a game is by skilling, and his team carried him. They're the ones that frustrate me. I get so frustrated against them where you're better, but because, as you said, he's probably someone that's just watched some skill tutorials, picked up it, spent thousands of pounds on FIFA points to get this team, and just skills round and scores. They're the ones that's
it's massively triggering. And I'll tell you something else I've noticed as well, because I must admit I need to do better in my life with regards to messages. I'm terrible, and I know there's one very famous clip. I won't highlight it, but anyone wants to find it. There was a certain message you sent someone a while ago, wasn't there, which has gone down in folklore. But
the worst thing was when you find out it was Italian stallion, then you know you're in the mud.
That one's never
going to disappear.
it made good content. But yeah, the one thing I must admit, because I'm like, I can't just step away. Like if I know somebody is being a nonce and just doing this, I just can't help myself but go, and that's what they want, so I have to do better.
Can't do it now though as well, because you'll just get banned on PlayStation.
Well, I did earlier on this year, I didn't say anything, like I didn't swear or anything, but I said something that this guy obviously decided to take offense to, and he reported me, and I got a 60-day ban. I was like, fuck's sake,
what did you send them? Because they shouldn't be allowed to ban you if you
but you can report instantly, can't you? And my argument to PlayStation was, hang on a minute, look at the conversation. This was a back and forth. This wasn't just me going, ha, you're and I've been sent some horrendous shit, and I'm like,
I love it. I love it. I do. I absolutely love it. I've reported people before, but that was not because of FIFA. I've reported people because they're absolute idiots. They're just people they're just like these people that act big behind a screen. Type things. But the ones that send you messages on FIFA, it's just quality. Yeah. The best one I had replied back is I was getting battered 5-0. At half-time, he messaged me, says, how are you so bad with this team? I changed my tactics up, and I still lost, but he didn't score against me again. And I just replied back to him and says, just got my tactics wrong. Didn't reply back to me. It's like, it's like, yeah, sound. I mean, it triggers me. The geezer was battering me. I've got to admit, the geezer was absolutely doing me. I changed my tactics up. Yeah, I changed my formation. Went a little bit more defensive, and I still lost the game. But I took it on the chin. It's like, yeah, Sam.
Yeah,
and
shows you how bad the game is.
Yeah. I just replied back to him. It's like, I changed my tactics. Look at the difference. The game, it's just the way it is, isn't it? But like, I love it now. I do. Because like going back, as you said, going back to like the old raid messages, it's like, I still do them. Yeah, but they're a lot less turned down now. They're a lot less. They're a lot less turned down. Most of them now, they are safe. I love it when I get the ones, and I love just putting a voice message and just laughing at them. You can't get done for that one. I just said, ha ha.
The ones I enjoy is when they run off celebrating at 1-0, you come back and beat them 4-1. I'll often send them a quick message and go, did you enjoy your celebrations? Was that fun? Like, there's nothing better than that. It's just a little bit of karma, Because I always skip my celebrations every time. But the minute somebody does it on me, I'm going full celly for the rest of the game. That's no problem,
A lot of people say the FIFA community is toxic. It's not as bad as you think. There is a lot. Every game. I'm sorry, but it doesn't matter what game you play. Every gaming community has toxicity. Oh, yeah. FIFA's is up there. Don't get me wrong, but there is a lot of genuine nice people on the game. And you'll get it even in the pro scene, like in the top scene, where people, as I said, they have to do the meta to win games. Even they admit it's like, I have to play the meta to win games, and they admit it. They say they don't want to, but they have no choice.
Well, there was that quote from Tex, wasn't there, when he won that tournament, and he was like, "Well, the game's terrible. I just do it really for the money."
Exactly. that's what I mean. Like, I have to play it like that for the money. I have to play it to win games. It's like, we all know. I mean, the people who say the deluded people, the toxic people are the ones that go, no. I play it like I want to. No, you play it like that because you have to win games.
Yeah, nobody enjoys just spamming through balls. No, I completely agree.
50 skill moves, a sweat. If you want to win games like that, I've got to a point. It's like, I'm still gonna rage, but I've got to a point. It's like, you're a boring bastard. You have no life. See you later.
Yeah, you probably need a wash and maybe get out once in a while. Yeah,
that one.
Agreed. Before we do wrap things up for digital, I want to talk a little bit about sort of real football, if you will. For those people that don't know, they should do by now. But you're a Villa fan, so I mean, less said about Arsenal, the better. We are, an Arsenal podcast on this particular forum, but we've not had the best season, so we'll probably leave us to the side. But just in general terms, I mean, you've had a fantastic season. You've got a wonderful goalkeeper. Don't know where you got him from.
Absolutely beautiful.
But yeah, you've had a great season. I mean, did you, hand on heart, did you see this turnaround coming under Dean Smith? I mean, just about survived. It's just been a complete switch around, not just in terms of results, but style of play, players you brought in. It's been a pretty good season, hasn't it?
It has and it hasn't. I'm actually going to be one of these ones. I didn't predict us to do so well, but we didn't do as well as we should have done. I'm still going to say we're Grealish FC. The stats will show that we're still Grealish FC.
Yeah.
When he got injured just after Christmas, we didn't. I think we won one game until he come back. Then the last two games, last 2 or 3 games, he come back. We won every single one.
Yeah, he made a big difference, didn't he?
Hello. I'm not being funny, but without him, we wouldn't be where we are. Our defense was terrible without him.
Yeah,
that's a loud bike or car.
Yeah, this is the joys of living on a main road.
Jeez. Yeah, without him, we would be in the mud. But I think we were I don't know if we finished. There's that, but we were the worst team in the country to concede, to drop points after winning positions. I don't know if we were still that at the end of the season, but I know before Grealish come back, I was watching the game and they told us. It's that doesn't surprise me one bit. If at that point if we stick with the points, if we won all our games that we should have, we would have been 4th at that point. Exactly. Then, so as I said, our season should have been a lot better than what it should have been. At Christmas, we should have been fighting for Europe. Where we were, we should have been fighting for Europe. Grealish got injured. We were in the mud.
Yeah.
Mings, I'm sorry, but if anyone, I don't know how Mings has gone to England. I'm sorry.
I don't think he knows.
He's had such an average season. Average at best. Konza should have been taken 100% over him. Konza had such a good season. Yeah. I'm sorry, but look at the stats. He just shows that he was by far our best defender by a million miles.
Yeah.
Us picking up, I'm sorry, I'm going to say this, but us picking up Buendia is a big signing for us.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of arguments with this as well. I'm one of these ones that hasn't rated Watkins.
Yeah, I know that. I know you said that a few times. A few people are like, well, how can you not? But I know what you mean. If you watch, Watkins has scored goals. Don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining about that. Happy for that. But it's the etiquette of him. He should have had a lot more goals than he should have. He should have a lot more goals than he had. If you actually watch him play, his touches can be absolutely shocking. Don't get me wrong. He runs around like a headless chicken. I have no issues with that. Can't really be doing that all the time. It's meant to be a striker. You can't be running back. You're meant to stay there. Some of his gameplay can be a bit awful as well. His player decision, like his decision making, can be a bit abysmal. Don't get me wrong. He's young. This is why I'm hoping over the course of between the end of that season and the end of this season, his etiquette. I call it his etiquette. Hopefully, his etiquette could be turned up, and if it does go well, especially with having Buendia on the right and Grealish on the left. I'm sorry, but Watkins should be scoring 20 plus goals next season. Yeah,
in the Premier League alone. If he doesn't, then something needs to be sorted. And we've actually got players as backups now, which is good. We are looking at signing Ward-Prowse, which it's a big signing, but I don't know how much. I've heard some silly numbers off Southampton. I'm hoping it's not true. If we can pick him up for what he is, then that's a big signing. Then our midfield will consist of McGinn. Gotta love McGinn, Ward-Prowse and Douglas Luiz. I don't think we're going to lose Douglas Luiz. At one point, we were a bit close because Man City might have bought him back. Gilbert's now come back off loan. He had a great. I mean, as you said, you've been watching the French league. He's had a great. He's had a quality season. Was it Lille? Was it Lens? Strasbourg. Sorry, apologies. I knew it was one of them. He's had a decent season. He's come back. Cash is I'm seriously, Matty Cash has been quality, but he's going to have a hard time fighting off Gilbert for that right back position. Khan's 100%. Target's been quality. We need another left back because Neil Taylor is dog awful.
Yeah, he's been released, hasn't he? You said he was going to be released, I think.
Alamadi, I know, has been released. I think Taylor might have been released on 100%. We do need a new left back.
Yeah.
And we need a new centre back. 100% need a new centre back. Anyone that signs Tom Heaton, it's a massive dub because Tom Heaton is a quality goalkeeper. The only reason he's been released by us is because he ain't going to play ahead of Martinez, is he?
No.
I mean, let's be real. Martinez is. Arsenal are the stupidest people in the world to let him go.
I agree. I agree.
He's unreal. And what was it, 18 million?
Yeah, 18 to 20.
He's worth at least double that already. At least it's I mean, it's just unreal. I think we can be a formidable as long as we can pick up another centre back. And Ward-Prowse. I'm looking forward to next season. Genuinely looking forward to next season.
Should be good. How have you found it? Like watching Premier League football without the fans? Because I must admit, a lot of it is because Arsenal have been dreadful, but it's not been the same, is it? It's just
no, it's not as good. I mean, let's talk about Arsenal.
Must we?
You've genuinely got to be careful that you won't finish at the bottom half of the season table next season.
Oh God, yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's a massive summer for us. Huge.
You need to pick up some players seriously. Mm-hmm. You need some new defenders, which would be nice to start off with.
Well, the hardest part is we need to get a few out first, and there ain't many takers for the average players we got. I mean, Saka moving on is a big win. You know, Bellerin, I like Hector, but he just feels like he's gone stale. I think he just needs a new challenge.
You're so. I think have you lost Ozil now? Is he actually gone?
Yeah, that's all done and dusted.
That's
he's no longer on the books.
That's the only one because there's a lot of money.
The only one we got left on the books from the bad old days is Kolasinac was only on loan at Schalke, so he's coming back. So we kind of need to sell him on. Guendouzi, I mean, I like the kid, but you know, clearly he's fallen out of favour. He's going to be sold on. And
I feel sorry for that because he actually had quite a decent season, didn't he?
Under Emery, it's been very decent at Hertha. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's a massive season. Then you got the decision like the Joe Willocks. You know, do you bring him in? Do you give him a chance? I mean, I would, based upon what he's done at Newcastle. I know we play different football.
Saka's going to be different gravy for you.
Yeah, him and Emile Smith-Rowe are the two that we look towards.
I think you need to give Martinelli some run-outs as well.
Yes, that's definitely in our fan bases, in our column marked. Please do it more.
Yeah,
but I mean, I'm one of the Arteta doubters. So
is it true that you're thinking about selling Leno? I heard someone tell me that.
Yeah. He's very much up on the market, and the best bit is yours and my favourite FIFA goalkeeper is likely to come in. Onana, what's his name?
Oh, I heard about that. The Injectosaurus.
Yes, indeed. So that seems to be the regular rumour.
I think, to be honest, I think he's quality.
He is.
I've watched some of his saves. He seems to be quite good, but it's that the Iridiverse is not going to foot on the Prem, has it?
No, and it's the cut price element of the deal because apparently he's available because he's I think he had his case today about whether he was going to be. Apparently, suspension's been reduced to 9 months for his European games or whatever it is. So
that's not too bad.
No, I think he can play domestic, but he just can't play in Europe. But obviously, we're not in Europe, so we don't have to worry about that.
That's actually, that's what I was going to say. That's probably why it's going to come. If you do sell Leno, I think Onana would be a good signing for you. Is Aubameyang and Lacazette going to turn up for you?
Well, I mean, there's still talk that Lacazette might move on. He's got 1 year left on his deal. I'd give him another year because, I mean, I love him to bits anyway, but he's great with the young players and he consistently gives you a 7 or 8 out of 10, even when he's not on form. Aubameyang, I mean, you know, I don't want to throw the guy under the bus. He's been through a lot this year, the malaria, the loss of form. He had an illness within the family. A lot of stuff has gone against him this year, but I just worry about that, you know, big contract and then mysteriously has gone walkies. Personally, if you got a big offer, I would seriously consider it because you can rebuild the squad for the money you'd get for, even now, you'd still get 35, 40 million for him, I think. But nobody's got that kind of money anymore. And I feel like he sort of signed the contract with us because Barcelona ultimately didn't come in for him because I think if they had have done, he would have been gone.
They got no money,
Exactly.
I mean, I'm sorry, but they picked up Aguero. I think I know who. I'm no offense to Aubameyang, but I think I'd rather have Aguero all day long, to be honest.
Yeah, especially with his Premier League record.
Yes. it's just mad that Aguero's not going to be in the Premier League next season.
Yeah, quite a few moving on. Potentially no Harry Kane as well, depending on what happens. I mean, I'm sorry, but I know you're going to like this one. Spurs won't finish in the top half of the table if they lose Kane. I hope you're right.
100%.
I sincerely hope you're right.
No, 100%. I'm sorry, but they're awful. They were worse than. I'm sorry. They finished ahead of you, but they were woeful.
Yeah,
they were apps. It was just funny to watch when they were losing. I mean, if it wasn't for Bale, they'd be in the mud. Like, generally, Bale kept them afloat. I don't know what's happening with Bale though. I don't know if they're going to try and. I can't see Spurs.
There's a few rumours that he might retire this summer after the Euros. That's the talk because he's going back to Madrid. But Carlo seems to quite like him, so maybe they'll give him another shot. But we know that it's politics in Madrid, isn't it? It's not down to the manager.
100%. Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
it's going to be a bit of a weird one. It's a weird one for you guys.
There's a lot of clubs this summer that in transition. I mean, you think Man United need to spend, Liverpool need to spend, Chelsea are going big for signings. Man City have probably got a few areas to address now. There's mid-table sides that are going to have to rebuild.
If anyone wants like the worst striker in the world from Chelsea, then you can carry on.
Timo?
Oh,
what's happened to the guy who's so good at Leipzig and yet now he just he's gone Torres, full Torres.
He's fell apart, hasn't he?
It's
a Chelsea though. Chelsea, it's either one way or the other, and unfortunately, Werner's gone that way. See you later.
He's gone the Shevchenko, the Torres, the Eto'o. Yeah.
I think they'll give him another season if he doesn't turn around. He'll go to probably either back to the Bundesliga or the Spanish La Liga and then do amazing.
Yeah, true. Yeah, rebuild his career. Final thing to talk about, Euros. Are you excited? I mean, it's I've kind of got a bit of excitement about me. Fans back in stadiums and all that. I'm kind of a bit hyped.
I'm very excited because Belgium's going to finish second, so I get some money off my sweepstake, and then England are going to win. Even though I don't really want Belgium to win, but as long as I get some money back, I don't really care. So they can finish second or third. But England, I genuinely think England have got a chance of winning, as long as Southgate doesn't play the wrong people. I still don't. Sterling, I sort of.
You just know he's going to start.
I don't understand why.
So you're not afraid of the mighty France? From my biased perspective, because of course that's who I'll be following.
I think it's going to be it's going to be England-France final. I have a feeling.
It's mapped out to be that, isn't it? Technically, like you can follow the draw through.
Yeah,
I feel with England like taking off my allegiances to the club across the water, or the city or the country across the water. Sorry, I feel with England that the biggest thing that can undo England is England for me.
It always is. If you look at the
players, I mean, some of those midfielders are fantastic, and not just say this because you're on, but I would personally have Grealish in that starting lineup, and I don't think he's going to be. Which I think
he won't be because he doesn't like him. Do you know what?
No, I agree.
I don't. Southgate needs slapping. I don't understand.
And he's talking about playing Luke Shaw at centre back. I mean, maybe Southgate plays FIFA. With the fullbacks at centre back. Maybe this is.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's going to be playing 5-2-5-3-2. That's what he's going to be playing.
Yeah, just 4 right backs and a left back in there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, there's goals in that England side. I mean, say whether I like him or not, Kane's always going to score goals if he stays fit. The midfield's got creativity. The defence, I think, is the weak part. The goalkeeper, you never quite know about either. But
I still don't understand why he didn't take Bamford. I don't like Bamford. I think he's a prick. But I still don't know how he didn't take Bamford.
Works hard, doesn't he?
Yeah,
it's kind of the Giroud of England, isn't he? He come and he'll give you a performance.
It's a shame that Vardy was in retirement because Vardy would have been my second choice 1,000,000%. It's just crazy that he doesn't want to go. Because
without Kane, you do worry: are the goals coming? Because like Rashford's very off form, like you say, Sterling's not really a goal threat at the moment. I mean, there isn't much behind him. Yeah, he does.
Pigeon.
I do get some of the hype with England. Another part of me sort of sits back smugly and goes, It's all going to go
Sancho.
wrong again.
I think Sancho's going to turn up. He's been unreal for Dortmund, and if Kane does get injured, I could see him playing Sancho up front because I know Sancho scored goals, and some of the goals I've seen him score.
Yeah, he offers something different. Yeah,
he does, and that's what I'd like to see because there's never really been. Name me the last good right winger we had that was English.
I mean, we're going back, aren't we? I mean, like Waddle was probably the last proper winger that England had that was really good that I can think of. I mean, Beckham was never a winger, was he? I mean,
no.
I can't think. I'm sure I'm missing. I mean, I still remember the days where like Steve Stone was pottering down the left wing for a good. I mean, Darren Anderson, those sort of days.
That's what I mean. We have players now that are flexible as well, which is good.
Yeah,
which is
key at this level, isn't it? Playing alternate positions. So
if he plays Dyer, it's game over. That's all I'm going to say. If he thinks about playing the worst CDM in the world, we are in the mud. But it's entirely up to him.
Yeah, it's going to be decent, isn't it? Just to watch football over. I know it's a lot of football, but
watch alongs all day long. Love to see it. I'm going to be doing the England watch alongs. I'm looking forward to it.
That's absolutely seamless because that's how I was going to wrap things up and just ask you about what projects you've got coming up and what sort of things you're going to be doing on the channel. So it's your opportunity to plug away. So what have you got planned for the summer and for the future?
I'm not one for plugging stuff. Obviously the retro FIFA stuff, which I said, because it's been 5 years now of playing FIFA, streaming to many a million people. Don't know how, but we'll take that. Many thousands. We'll go with thousands, even though I have like 9 million views.
Flex.
The flex. Oh, the flex.
Why not?
So retro FIFA is going to be coming up because I'm going away in a few weeks, so I need something to upload. What else we got? Obviously the watch-alongs, the England watch-alongs. And failing miserably at Call of Duty more often.
It's got to be done, hasn't it? It's got to be done.
Do you know, someone told me, it's, I think it was the 6th of April, the last time I won a game on Call of Duty.
Oh, wow. To be fair, I installed and uninstalled the game in the same day when I downloaded it in January. So, I mean, I can't talk because I literally was that bad. I couldn't get through the tutorial. I was like, I'm done. This is not for me.
I could win. I was actually good at the game when it first came out, and it got... I can't believe how sweaty it's got. But, that's what all games do. People play it so much. I'm going to get to play it more now because obviously FIFA's died down. I'm not going to be playing FIFA as much. So I'll be playing the champs like every couple of weeks now instead of every week. Yeah. Pro clubs, that's a thing. We're going to be playing more pro clubs. It always happens.
Not fancy a bit of career mode?
I was just about to say that we'll be doing a career mode as well. We always do. I always end up picking some some League 2 team.
Yeah.
Try and get them to the Prem. I think it was Accrington Stanley. Was it Accrington Stanley last year? I think it was Accrington Stanley. We got to the Prem.
For memory,
I got to the Prem, and then it was time to give up and then play FIFA 21.
Yeah.
And you see where that's gone. That's pretty much about it. Pokemon. I also do Pokemon.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Still very popular.
Yeah, I do once a month Pokemon pack openings where my subscribers purchase packs off me and I send them to them after they're opening them. So if it weren't for them guys, I wouldn't be able to do anything like that. So that's an added bonus because I love doing it. I just love opening the pack, especially when you get like one that's worth a lot of money. It's like, oh my God, that's sick. Even though it's not mine, I just enjoy doing them. Not many people. Obviously, it's not a massive audience for me because obviously I'm based on the FIFA stuff, the gaming side, but people do it, and I enjoy that. It's something different. As I said, I took a massive gamble and left my main job to do part-time work to spend more time on this, and it's paid off. I know now it's going to be hard for me for the next few months because there's a massive dip, so income's hard, but we'll get through it. And
you find your way. I agree with you on that, and fair play to you. You chase your dream and you do what makes you happy. That's the ultimate thing. And if there's anything about we said about other content creators, the ones that of course, you've got the big established names that are already up there in the FIFA scene, but so many of them that are up and coming, like I mentioned, Danny Aarons earlier on. I mean, he was literally nowhere a year ago, and now he's just everywhere.
Yeah,
and purely because he's a personality like yourself. That's what people, particularly when I go on Twitch or YouTube, like I like to watch people with a personality. It doesn't matter if they're terrible at the game. It doesn't matter if the game they're and me. It doesn't matter if they're playing a game that I might not enjoy. If I engage with the community and the chat they've got, and if I like the games, the way they play the games, that's good enough for me.
Yeah. See, I mean, my Call of Duty recently has actually become quite. It's not the same, but I'm still getting quite a lot of views on it, and I'm really surprised. So I'll take it. I'll take it. I mean, I appreciate everyone that watches me and supports me. It's kind of crazy. I mean, it does slightly shed a tear to my eye every time I think about it. And then I think to myself, it's like, it's just mad. Sometimes it upsets me, sometimes it doesn't, because you look at some channels where they've just come out of nowhere and you think to yourself, how? And then you realise that they've cheated their way through it, if you get what I mean, where it's the clickbait and all that, and you think to yourself, it's like, it's just a pure 100% twat, basically, sellout dickhead. Yeah. And then you see some people that are really struggling, and you generally feel sorry for them, and it's been difficult. I've always said this a lot of times. It's like, it's hard. It is really hard. After some streams, especially FIFA, I have to switch my mindset. I have to spend 5 minutes just sitting here, just chilling, because it messes with your head. It genuinely messes with your head, and you have to switch off. Yeah. You see it with me playing Call of Duty. I just think I'm bad at the game. I generally do. And then everyone's like, "You're not bad at the game." It's just, I'm dead again. I'm dead again. Yeah. But
it's tough, isn't it? I mean, it's pressure. I mean, like, I've watched so many streamers. You go on, particularly on Twitch. You go into certain streamers' Twitch chat, and some of the shit that gets posted, some of the toxicity, and you're trying to focus on just being entertaining and providing a fun environment for people just to come and hang out, and you've got some, albeit probably some 12-year-old behind his mum's laptop calling you a whatever. But, you're only human. It affects you if you've just got a load of people going, "You're shit, you're this, you're that." It's not easy,
This is going to be completely off. Well, it's not off topic. It's exactly the same with racism. It's exact. Like, obviously racism recently has been brought up and blah, blah, blah. And people are saying, "Well, why has this only been brought up?" No, it's because it's way too easy to make a fake account on any sort of social media and just be racist to anyone.
You hide behind it, yeah.
It's just hide behind it. It's just keyboard warriors. I mean, people say that's what a keyboard warrior is: racism, toxicity, harassment, sexism. It's all the same thing. People don't realize that. People don't realize that, and it will never change unless something gets done about it. Like, you could ban IPs. Like the community, like social medias, like Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, especially YouTube, because they don't really. I mean, I everything's all over the shop. They need to ban IPs, or they actually need to track IPs and actually take action against people in person. Otherwise, it's never going to change. It never will change, and it's a shame.
It's no threat. Yeah, I completely agree. I completely agree with you. Well, anyone who wants to jump into your streams obviously is welcome to do so on Twitch and YouTube. You're at King Flipper on all socials, aren't you? From memory.
Just King Flipper. It's King Flipper _ for Twitter, but just King. Oh, it's King Flipper 90 for Twitch. I don't understand why I had to call it 90, and then it's just normal King Flipper on YouTube. I can't remember why.
Basically, find you on Twitter, follow the links essentially.
Just basically search King Flipper in all of them. It should pop up. It's a black and white KF.
Good stuff. Yeah, easy done. Well, thank you for coming on again, mate. I really appreciate it. I'm sure we'll do this again whether it
In
be in
2
a
years'
year's
time.
time or 2 years' time. Yeah, and we'll probably be saying the same thing about FIFA, and we'll probably be saying, "Oh, well, why are goalkeepers so bloody good this year?" or something random like that. You know,
that's never going to happen. But we'll see in 2 years' time what the meta is.
Yeah, and we'll moan about it then. Yeah, absolutely. But no, it's been good to have you on again, mate. It's good to catch up, and yeah, keep doing what you're doing. And I think, you know, a broader point, I guess we would give this message to anyone is, yeah, if you've got a talent and you know you think you can go for it and chase your dream, why not? You know, absolutely. If you've got the audience and you're entertaining, go for it and enjoy it, because you're living proof you can make it happen. So fair play to you. And as obviously we do podcasts, we only really do it to entertain other people. That's why we do it. And we don't do it for our own benefit. We do it to entertain others. So hopefully that's what we've done this evening. But yeah, I'm not going to wish England the best of luck, I'm afraid. So yeah, you're not going to get anything out of me there. I do wish Villa the best, but maybe not in 2 games next year. For We'll say no more on that one. But yeah, hopefully everybody enjoys the Euros, and hopefully you've enjoyed this podcast. And we are probably going to do 1 or 2 more gaming podcasts over the summer, possibly with guests or maybe just our own internal people. But we're probably going to talk games again at some point. So if you did enjoy this, then do let us know. Be sure to give Gaz a follow on the Twitter, on the YouTube, on the Twitch, wherever you choose to follow. But yeah, and if you do discover Gaz for the first time and you found him via this medium, I'm sure you don't mind us saying, Gaz, let them know. Pop it in the chat that you found him via us, because it's always quite fun when you intertwine streams. So yeah, please do that. But as I say, guys, good to have you on, mate. Really appreciate it, and all the best for the future, and enjoy your summer.
I'm always glad to come on. Don't worry about it. Appreciate it.
Good stuff. No worries. Well, that has been a Bergkamp Wonderland, a FIFA / football special. So I hope you all enjoyed it, and we will speak to you very soon. Cheers for now.